Hello guys! Where do the most important events take place in Ukraine? Of course, on the front lines. And honestly, I believe these actions, these events are important not just for Ukraine or Europe, they have global effects. That's why all of our attention, all of our emotions are there. Russians understand that at this moment Ukraine is still waiting for the supplies, and after we get them, the situation will change dramatically. But at the moment, they want to use this window of evil opportunity to distort Ukrainian frontline. And most of our attention and emotions are there, especially around Kharkiv, Vovchansk. But I'm happy to tell you that Russian offensive turned into Ukrainian counteroffensive in the area, and we control the territories. And also, we neutralized one more Russian airfield near Simferopol in temporarily occupied Crimea, which means fewer Russian aircraft close to the front lines, while we are still waiting for F-16s. But I do feel that in a month, we will see this tremendous change in the supply, in the ammunition, and of course, traditionally will demonstrate Ukrainian results. So let me tell you more about this very important frontline updates from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective, but in an extraordinary Vyshyvanka, because today we mark this Vyshyvanka, Ukrainian traditional embroidery shirt day. My name is Anna, and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. In this modern world with modern technologies, information spreads really quickly, and to some extent it is terrifying how the world observes Russian war in Ukraine in this online format. This also means that any troubles with supply or anything is always known to an enemy, not because we don't hide this information or intelligence services work well, but because it is obvious. For example, if you analyze the number of attacks not stopped by Ukrainian air defense, you can clearly understand at what particular moment in history we started lacking these supplies. Finally, the aid was supported. Many beautiful countries all over the world decided to send this help to Ukraine, and soon we will receive more and will be able to answer the way it should be. But at the moment, Russia tries to use it as a possibility to cause more trouble to Ukraine, potentially get a number of kilometers. And they have become especially active around Kharkiv. Kharkiv is a regional center, a very big, beautiful city, an educational, scientific, industrial center, and a cultural one. And unfortunately, the city is really close to the front lines, like 40 kilometers to Auckland. This is really close, and it is heavily shelled during all the time of Russian war in Ukraine. But now they are moving closer and closer in the gray zone, and people have to hide a number of times during a day. Unfortunately, they also use lots of ballistics in Kharkiv and Kharkiv region, and this means that sometimes air raid alerts cannot even update you, because it all happens really quickly. It may take like less than a minute for a missile to be targeted from Russian territory and to reach the center of the city. And traditionally, they target heavily populated districts. But Ukrainians are very resilient, and I'm super proud of people who remain in Kharkiv. Schools are working, hospitals are working, cafes are working, bookstores are working, and even an underground school has opened its doors. Many of you like it as a symbol of Ukrainian resilience, but honestly, it's kind of very sad when children have to hide in the underground to be able to continue their lessons. And I'm sure this may be very motivational to those children around the world who don't want to go to schools. Just look at Kharkiv classrooms. Remember to subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine. This is the easiest but extremely effective way to spread more information about us, and we need that. And Ukrainian armed forces knew about this Russian offenses coming to Kharkiv, Sumy, and other frontline zones, and they were prepared. And the city of Vovchansk is under Ukrainian control, even though it's really close to the gray zone. You know, I hate this term because these were all happily inhabited Ukrainian territories. But unfortunately, lots of villages around Kharkiv are really close to the border, and they were not inhabited for 2 years already because of this heavy shelling. And this gray territory means that actually no army is able to occupy a place there because everything is open, and with drones in the game. And oh my god, what you're doing with Jake Bro campaign for NAFO is amazing. They are close to $1 million. Can we make something similar, at least half of that? So anyway, Vovchansk is under Ukrainian control. We've switched to counter-offensive, and we are throwing good Russians out of these lands. Russians also spoil their own army, or it's not the good word, they waste it. Because they don't care about human lives, they continue using this midwave techniques, and they did not have enough time to prepare new soldiers. That's why they sent totally unprepared. And they are neutralized, for YouTube to be kind with us, they are neutralized in very big numbers. That's what happens at the moment in Kharkiv and surrounding. But I have lots of friends in the city, and they share photos, they share beautiful videos of people living this almost summer at the face of such danger. They protect their city, and I'm sure Russians will not manage to take any Ukrainian regional center, something they did at the very start of invasion because we were not prepared. Now we are much more prepared, and definitely this is a start of the failure. And with F-16s, long-range missiles arriving, this will definitely be multiplied, because you see that even with limited resources, with self-developed drones, we are able to demonstrate quite nice results and control everything. And today in Ukraine we celebrate Vyshyvanka Day. Let me know what is your favorite national costume in your culture. What do you like wearing for a specific holiday or whenever you want to demonstrate your cultural belonging? I like this holiday. This is a new holiday, like less than 20 years. It was born because of the idea of one student who wanted to organize a flash mob and asked her groupmates to come in Vyshyvankas, and we kind of liked it. And now on the streets of any Ukrainian city, you will see lots and lots of people wearing Vyshyvankas, and I actually like this thing in our culture. And it's extremely emotional when you see Ukrainian soldiers wearing Vyshyvankas under their uniform. That's heartbreaking, and some actually say that this military pixel, military uniform is also our new Vyshyvanka. And to celebrate that, we destroyed another Russian airfield near Simferopol, Gvardeyske, or something like that, which means -1 platform for attacks on Ukraine. And I do have messages from many of you and from news sources that F-16s may be in Ukraine during this month. Honestly, it is already 2 years since we've been promised to get ones. I do understand infrastructure training and so on, but guys, 2 years. So when we get them finally, you will definitely feel that, and we will definitely feel it. So let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite national costume or detail of a national costume in your culture? Also, let me know if you have Vyshyvanka and where did you get it from? And of course, if you like mine, let me know. Remember to join me on Instagram. I share more of everyday life there, and actually today we had electricity shortage. These are planned cuttings when we don't have for a certain period of time, like 2-3 hours, and I've recorded some lifestyle videos in that period. So join me on Instagram. The link is in the description of this video. Also, we have a beautiful Discord community, and I'm on X and Threads. We have a nice merch shop with lots of good items that work well as reminders and conversation starters about Ukraine. And thank you so much for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons, becoming sponsors of this channel, and becoming my friends and friends of Ukraine. This is so important, and I'm very grateful. Slava Ukraini!